First, the slave was forcibly brought to the southern United States from its home country. More than half of the slaves that were brought were from a place called Senegambia, which is the compromising area of Senegal and Gambia.
Many slaves did end up dying on the slave ships because they were not treated like humans, they were treated like cargo. And a lot of them died of illness that spread around through a lot of the slaves on the ship. And there was nothing you could do about it if a body would die right next to you.
All right, everybody, come on, let's go one by one.
We're all ill.
I don't care. Ow!
In most cases, the slave was wearing the bare minimum, scraps of clothing and maybe a towel around their waist, because the slave owner wanted to make sure that you had no burn marks, bruises, or whip scars, and if you did, he wanted to see where they were and how that affect your work at the plantation.
We have a 54-year-old woman here. She works best in the kitchen and is being sold for $600. We have a 25-year-old female here with a 4-month child. She works well with young children and well in a skilled seamstress. They two are being sold for $925. We have here slave number 3, a 28-year-old female. She works best with children and in the cotton fields and is being sold for $830.
In the early 19th century, slavery was very, very bad. The slave auctions, it was just horribly dehumanizing, because if there was someone interested in buying a slave, they would poke and prod at them. They would open their eyes, stick their fingers in their mouths, and that was perfectly fine because whites were superior to black slaves, and they just, again, treated you like objects and not like human beings.
She is blind in her right eye and deaf in her right ear from a previous slave owning, but she is otherwise in very good condition. I'll take her. And the baby? Sure. Open your mouth. She doesn't have the best teeth because she's a little older, but there's nothing we can do about that. Stick your tongue out. Open your mouth. Teeth are a little rotted from, previous owners. Condition is pretty good and she has good endurance. Any questions?
$925, just like you asked.
So the highest price overall for slaves would be $3,000. Males were definitely worth more depending on how strong and healthy and whatever their age was. The better bet for a slave would definitely be a younger and strong and healthy slave because they wouldn't die as quick as an older and weaker one would. Females, on the other hand, were worth more depending on their fertility. If a female had a child, per se, that would add about $100 to their worth in general, or in all.
Work harder. I need this done by sundown.
Working as hard as I can.
What did you say to me? Work harder.
When a slave died, the plantation owner had no mercy on taking care of its body. Usually, if the slave had family on the plantation, they would bury its body and have a funeral.